Welcome to Blueprints for Brilliance Coaching Insights, a podcast by coaches for coaches. Our guests share their hard-won wisdom to help you grow your coaching business and create a life of success. So get ready to unlock the blueprints to your success. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode. I am thrilled that you're here with me, and I'm also thrilled to have Kim Thalken. She is a transformational coach and oh, so much more than that. I'm excited to hear more. So welcome to the program, Kimberly. It's lovely to have you.
Thank you so much, Jeanne. I'm so excited to be here.
Lovely. So let's start with your journey. I don't know if one starts out their entrepreneurial journey saying, I want to become a transformational coach.
Yeah, that's certainly not how my journey started. I started off following graduate school.
Today's episode is sponsored by our Profit Clarity Masterclass, and we'll just keep this real. If tax season brings you anxiety, last-minute scrambling, or that pit in your stomach feeling, it's usually not because you're doing something wrong. It's because you don't have the right system or support. We have a free live masterclass coming up where we're going to talk about how to get organized, reduce stress, and feel more confident about your finances without doing most of the work yourself. So come join us. You can sign up free at lessmathmoremoney.com. We look forward to seeing you there.
I spent 15 years in the entertainment industry on the business end, and I was in sales and licensing of content, business development. And it was during that time that I was seeking deeper understanding to some things that were happening in my life. And so I went on a journey of self-discovery, and that's what brought me to be very interested in this line of work, is that I was doing this work on myself and learning and reading and taking classes and working with different practitioners. And I saw how it transformed my own life. And so that led me to be very interested in how I could be able to support other people in the same way that I was, and support them in improving their lives as well. So that it's a calling. I feel like this work for me is a calling. And my time, quite honestly, in the corporate world, that's not where I was meant to be any longer. So those doors closed and a new path opened up for me, and I followed it. And so that's what led me to create my practice, which is elevating consciousness. And I've been doing this for over a decade. And I work with people. The basis of the work it is that I do is I help people create their ideal life, whatever that looks like for them. And I show them through this work, it will show you how that is possible, how what you desire in your own life is possible, and you come into the awareness of your part in that creation. So some people, Jeannie, I've realized, come to learn is that they don't realize that they are the creator of their life, that they have a very big part in that creation. And I just find that when we don't understand that, we're living from a very disempowered place, because we feel that life happens to us and that we just have to take the hand that's been dealt to us and just whatever happens. And I like to show people that there's another way of being and experiencing life and moving through it.
I love that. That's just inspiring to hear. Creating your ideal life. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I think people that I work with, they come to me, they're frustrated. I've even heard people say they feel beaten down. They have this idea of what they'd like their life to be, but for whatever reasons, it's not happening, or they don't know how to get there, or those limitations come into play. That our mindset is very important. And so those old thoughts come into play. Oh, that can't happen for you. That's only available to other people. Or why even bother trying, because things never work out anyways. There's so many reasons of why we would hold ourselves back, but the mindset is definitely at the forefront of that. And so one of the first things that I do in my work with others is that we identify what's holding you back. And then once you identify that, then you can go in and dissolve and resolve that imbalance within yourself. We all have them, and that will create a clear path forward. It's very liberating when that happens. It's like, you can take a deep breath and get excited about what's possible and what you're creating. You having that awareness that you are the creator. I am the creator. So it changes people's experiences and how they feel about life.
Yeah, we all want to feel good about life. And you're not
Yeah.
necessarily just speaking about like people in your position who are in corporate and don't want to be in corporate and would rather be entrepreneurs. It really could be anyone. Is that correct?
Yes, I've worked with people that are very different parts of their journey. One client, I just completed my coaching program. She spent 20 years in corporate and was ready to move on to the dream that she had for herself, which is opening up an assisted care facility. And she really wanted to provide the best life for seniors who needed that support. And so I worked with her to see that through. And I'll tell you, it was incredibly exciting because in my program, it's called Beyond Limits. It's a 90-day coaching program. And she had a goal for herself that by the end of the year, she would have her place. Within the 90 days, by the time we came to our last session together, she was closing. She was in escrow and in the process of closing of her on her first residence. When we make that choice for ourselves, things can happen very quickly. And that's one of the things it is that I enjoy most about working with the clients that I do is their excitement because they start to feel the momentum, they start to see the synchronicities happening in their life, they start to get excited. And that's exciting for me. I'm like a kid in a candy store when that starts to happen. And it starts to happen fairly quickly because once you signal to the universe, I'm ready and I'm done with the old ways and I'm ready to start living the life it is that things happen very fast. That's what's possible. And that's what I tend to see with the clients I work with.
Yeah. One of my friends says clarity equals velocity. So when you're clear on what
Yes.
you want, you can get there so
Yes.
much faster.
Yes. So it's one thing I work on my clients with is clarity. But then once you have that clarity, you do have to take actionable steps. And that's where people can get tripped up because if they don't understand how the mind works, then the mind will always take you back to what is familiar because it's primitive. And I didn't mention this earlier, but one of the modalities I use is hypnotherapy because I'm a hypnotherapist. And so I like to say we upgrade the mind. That's a very important part of this process. And that's something that I do as a transformational coach. I'm very aware of, and I have to do for myself as an entrepreneur. I have to understand what beliefs I have. And once I uncover that, then I can work with the mind to support me. But it's amazing what beliefs sometimes are residing deep in the subconscious we're not even aware of. There may be some limiting beliefs that we're aware of, but there might be some that would really surprise you. I know I find that to be the case when I'm doing work on myself. And it's, wow, whoa, I didn't know that belief was there. My goodness. Okay. Wow. That's eye opening. Now, what do I want to do? That's one of the ways I support my clients too, is identifying what those beliefs are. Another thing I do is I teach my clients how the mind works so that they continue to be empowered after a program. Yeah. And we start working on reprogramming the mind on day one. That's what we start on. And once you do that, you can see where, oh, okay, things become a little bit more easier.
So when in someone's journey would they say, oh my gosh, I need to talk to Kim because she will understand how to help me get to the next step? Is it when they're stuck or when they're trying new things and they're not accomplishing it? Give me an idea of where they are in their journey when they reach out.
Yeah, so all of that you just mentioned, there's a frustration starts to set in. Again, I've had clients tell me they feel defeated, beaten down. I had a client who, the age ranges of the people I work with can range from 30 to 70 and it very different parts of their life. What's so amazing about life is that no matter where we are on that spectrum, life is happening and we're still learning, growing, desiring, creating. So I'll give you an example. One of my clients who's 70, she was retired And she had these ideas of, what do I want to do in this next part of my journey? She had all these ideas. I want to speak about some of my earlier trauma in life, and I want to be able to share and support other people. I want to write a book. She had all these beautiful gifts and talents and ideas of what she wanted her life to look like. But she had some things from early in her life that were her holding her back. And one of them was a belief that I'm too old to get started. It's too late now. I'm not, that's crazy. I'm going to start at 70, these dreams that I have. And then it affected her to the point where she had told me she didn't want to get out of bed in the morning because she didn't know what to do with her day. And there's that frustration with what you want to do that would bring you joy. But if you're over here telling yourself, I'm too old to get started, or who's going to want to hear my story, right? If you're telling yourself those things and then you're not acting, taking those actionable steps because of that, then a whole lot of frustration starts to seep in. And so it's at that point that somebody might reach out. Or it's not about doom and gloom, and that's when you reach out to Kim. That can be where you are, but it could be like my other client who spent 20 something years in the mortgage banking field and had this dream that was birthed in here. This was like, it was like a calling that she wanted to support seniors. She wanted to give them a good life. And so it was supporting her and making that transition. It depends. It's all of it.
Yeah, we all suffer with some kind of imposter syndrome, I feel. Who are we to
Sure.
say, and who are we to jump on Zoom and have people listen to us or start a
Right.
podcast? And so those are really
Yes.
important ideas to tackle, or challenges, or to challenge back to say, why not you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's beautiful to see how when people start off working with me and then all of a sudden they start to feel a little bit lighter. I have clients coming back saying my family's noticing a change in my beingness and how I am. I'm happier now. I'm lighter now. Or other people saying my friends want to know what I'm doing. And yes, and so that is possible for all of us, for all of us.
Absolutely. You mentioned a few modalities. Are there more that you have in your toolbox, so to speak?
Yeah, thank you for asking. Yes, there are. So I'm also an intuitive guide. So big part of my work is I use my intuition to help my clients navigate their life from a higher place within them. And then once they do that, they start calling in higher realities, bringing forth higher realities. So, as an intuitive guide, that's what I do. But a big part of the work I do too, especially my coaching program, is I teach people how to do that for themselves so that they can live from a more empowered place. It's really amazing when you have a challenge, let's say, and you know that you can connect inward and find the answers or understand the bigger picture behind the purpose of that challenge. And then you don't get stuck. And then you feel empowered. It's, oh, wow, okay, I see the purpose behind that. I see what I'm supposed to take away from that. Then it clears things up really quickly and onwards and upwards you go. And you can use that all the time. In fact, not to get off track, but I'd like to add to that in a moment. But there's three pillars of the work I do. That's one of the pillars. The second is as an energy healer. I work with people to purify their energy field because we carry a lot of things in our energy and also our body. But we do have the power to go and release that and fill that space with something else that's going to support you on your journey and not hold you back, like divine love or empowerment energy. And you can clear that across all time and space. So I work with people in that way. And then the third is, as a hypnotherapist, we upgrade the mind. When you think about it, we're always upgrading our cell phones, our computer programs. It's not as common to hear people talk about, I'm upgrading my mind. Right? But when we do that, we do those three things. We connect to our own inner knowingness, we purify our energy, we upgrade the mind. I just find that is a very powerful combination that leads to beautiful transformation. I only do things that I know from experience, and this is what has supported me in my life, and it's supported my clients. And so those are the main pillars of my work. I work with people in private one-on-one sessions. Also, I do want to add this too. I am a medium, so I do connect with departed loved ones, and that can hold us back too, grief from loss. And so that connection can bring in a lot of love, a lot of joy, a lot of reassurance, and a lot of comfort that clears that up, and then you're able to move forward. So it depends on what, the clients need, because everybody's in a different part of their journey. But I do have coaching programs that I offer, and I think I referenced this earlier. My signature program is Beyond Limits. It's a 90-day coaching program, and it's really meant to take people beyond that, beyond their limitations. When you're not living in limits, you're living in freedom. When that happens, opportunities start to present themselves. People start to get excited again. And then you start to consciously, with awareness, create from a different place. Now, I'm also a heart math certified coach, and they do beautiful work around the heart brain connection as it relates to overcoming stress, anxiety, overwhelm, things like that. So that's one program that I offer as well. But I also incorporate those tools in to all the work it is that I do, because it's so incredibly beneficial. And the tools, the things that I work with people on teaches them how to work with their own, well, gives them awareness first of their own internal resources in here that's within them. And once they learn that they have these internal resources, then they can start to work with those resources and again live much more from an empowered place. And it really sets people up for success, because that's my goal. It's not about anybody depending on me, relying on me. It's about being the sovereign beings, the powerful creators it is that we came here to be, discovering that about yourself.
I love that. And I love how you're helping other people do it themselves, because
Yes,
it gives people a really good insight into what type of person you are. Because a lot of people would say, oh no, I want them to work with me forever because I want to have a
right.
client forever. But I feel like people who have more integrity, that's not the idea.
Yeah, it's really not for me. I'm very passionate about showing people, sharing with them who they are and how their own power, it really connects people to their own power again. And it is a path of self discovery. It heightens your awareness. And the more aware you are, the more empowered you are, because that awareness will bring light to where shifts are needed within yourself. And then you go, oh, I see that now. Okay, I've got the tools. I know what to do. And I also want to say, too, I do have a smoking cessation program that's called Live Free, Breathe Free. And that's also a coaching program that I offer as well for those out there that are suffering from addiction, because addiction equals pain and suffering. There's no way around it. But you can live from a place of greater wholeness where you can fill whatever void is there with something so beautiful. And so I'm not like a one and done, come on in and I'm going to do this hypnosis session and you'll be on your merry way. I wish that for people. I want that for people, but I offer a 5-week program because some of the skills and the tools that I've talked about earlier, I want to really set them up for success, because it's really not about the smoking. It's about what led you to believe you weren't whole to begin with. And so these tools can support people again in every area of their life.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned smoking, because it was a friend of mine who was trying to get his mom to stop smoking. And
Yes,
you can tell people all day long ramifications of smoking and all the bad things about it, but it's not until they get that diagnosis that they stop. There's something within them that they can and they want to. I guess it's just
yes.
connecting that. today. Is that right?
Yes, yes, we are all capable. It's hard because people are smoking for all different kinds of reasons. But there, any kind of addiction is because you're disconnected from all that is and from the truth of who you are. Somewhere along the line you disconnected from that, and that can play out in so many different ways. One of them would be addiction, and again, learning how the mind works. Part of that addiction came from how you programmed your own mind by telling it something like the way I relax is through smoking, or smoking makes me calm. And all of that is not truthful at all, because there's nothing in the 600 plus chemicals that are in a cigarette today that would ever lead you to be calm and relaxed. It's the association that you made yourself, that program the mind, because none of those chemicals are set up to bring relaxation in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So it's about understanding that, and you can tell yourself something different at any time, at any time. And that's the power of the mind. That's the power of the mind
Yeah.
and the
And
power
the
of you
awareness.
with that,
And the awareness. I love
and
that.
the awareness.
Because we've got
Yes.
to stop and say, where's my mind going? What is my body doing? How am I attacking this challenge? Um,
Yes.
I
Yes,
love
that's
it.
right.
Yeah. And I love how you talk about connecting to your inner power that we all have. And I think a lot of times we forget that.
Yes, life happens and there's a lot of things coming our way. And all of that plays a real big importance in how we live our life. You can just do this on a daily basis. What are you doing to condition your mind? What are you listening to? What are you reading? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What are you talking about? How are you talking? How do you talk about yourself? How do you describe life experiences? All of those things are part of conditioning the mind. And as an example, even though I'm a professional in this space and I have experience and I've got the tools, I every day I'm doing things to condition my mind, to support my mind so that it supports me in how I do want to think and how I do want to move through life and how I do want to experience life and what I do want to bring into my life. We have to do that for ourselves, but we can. There's so much free content out there today, Jeannie, that I could literally just sit and listen all day from one person to the next. And I love learning. That's a part of our own expansion, is what it is we're feeding our most powerful resources.
Yeah, without a doubt. Kim, this has been fantastic. I love
Thank
the
you.
whole empowerment aspect of it and helping people live happy and joyful and look forward to getting up in the morning is such a
Yes.
wonderful thought that we can all do that. So I know there's people out there listening who are saying, I need to speak to Kim. How do I get a hold of her? So what is the best way for them to reach out to you?
Yes. So the best way to connect with me is through my website, which is kimberlythalken.com. It's just Kimberly. And the last name is T as in Tom, Halken.com. That's the best way to reach me. Now, on my site too, I do have a free offer. If you are interested in learning how to connect to your own inner wisdom, your own intuition, that part of you that always knows, I do offer a step-by-step written guide, because in the beginning we like steps. Tell me what to do. How do I do it? Am I doing it right? Is this right? So I do have a step-by-step written guide, and then I also have a bonus video tutorial where we do it together. And I walk through it with you together you can listen to it every single day until you find your own way of doing it. But yeah, that's the way I started on my own journey. And now my intuition is my greatest guide, my greatest resource, and I connect to it every day.
Oh, I love that. So we'll make sure we have all those links in the show notes so that people
Thank
can reach
you.
out to you really quickly. So I do have one last question for you.
Yeah.
If you could provide the world one tip to make it a better place, what would that be?
I would say to come from your heart in all that you do. Come from your heart, because your heart will assist you in everything. It is your portal to all that is, your heart. And if you're asking, what does that mean? How do I come from my heart? You can just bring your awareness from your mind down into your heart. Breathe in and out of your heart, taking slower, deeper breaths than usual, and just finding your own natural rhythm of in and out through the heart, because every time you do that in and out through the heart begins to open, then you start to see things from a whoa different place, a whole different place. You will respond to life differently. Your relationship with yourself will improve, your relationship with others will improve, all of that goodness. And do that periodically throughout the day. Maybe you do it in 3-minute increments, but notice the shifts that start to occur when you do.
Oh, I love that. This is so wonderful. Kim, I so appreciate you joining me today and enlightening us all and inspiring us all. So thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much, Jeannie, and thank you to your audience for having me.
Thanks for joining us today on Blueprints for Brilliance Coaching Insights. We hope you're leaving this episode with inspiration to take your coaching business and your life to the next level. If you found value in this episode, we would love it if you would subscribe and share it with someone else who you think might benefit from hearing it. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next episode.